What's up, y'all, and welcome back to Dad Needs to Talk. I'm your host, Robert, and today it is Christmas when I'm recording this, and so kind of made me want to talk about, I guess, the kind of idea of waiting to consume certain things. But before I get into all that, as always, if this is your first time here, then welcome. But if you're a returning listener and or watcher, then welcome back. Y'all know here at Dad Needs to Talk, it's all about fatherhood and family, manga, anime, TV, and video games. So, like I said, I'm recording this on Christmas Day while my wife and kids are out of the house for a few hours. uh, this is how I'm choosing to spend my quiet time talking to y'all. Um, Hopefully without interruptions. Though I'm looking at my phone over there, probably gonna bring some time during this recording. But um, but yeah, I hope everybody out there is doing well. If you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas to you, or whatever holiday it may be. And if not, I hope that you're at least able to get some relaxing time, whether it be with family and friends or whether you're just taking some time to yourself. I hope you're out there doing well. Um, as for myself, today has been pretty good. For the first time since me and my wife have been together, we pretty much celebrated Christmas in our own home for the first time. Because most of the years prior, we've always done it at her grandmother's house, and so it's usually been like, hey, we get up Christmas morning, but we're traveling out to where she lives and doing all the gifts and dinner and stuff there. But this year, um, a mixture of things happened that kind of led to this, whatever. But we kind of decided, like, you know what? Let's just do some stuff at our house and then, you know, do other things afterwards. And that's what we did. So my wife made a fantastic dinner. She knocked it out of the ballpark. She made some, I want to say it was like a slightly lemon pepper glazed turkey. Ooh, so good. Brown sugar ham, some mac and cheese, some yams, the yams, um, and what else? Some scalloped potatoes, and I feel like and some dressing. Um, all great, super good. Like I knew from the time when I went to go cut the turkey, and it just slid just right in, just nice and smooth. I was like, ooh boy, this is about to be good. And it was. So we all had a great day just eating. Kids opened up a few of their gifts that they got. Got some other stuff that's coming in the coming days, hopefully. But everybody seemed to have fun and get literally full off of the gifts and stuff. Actually, let me show y'all what I got my wife. So there's a guy I follow on social media who does a lot of like anime merch, clothing and accessories and stuff. And so I got these very dope Sailor Moon earrings for my wife. I don't know if y'all can see. There we go. So got these for her. She super loved them. Uh, a lot of y'all probably also seen like of course, he's done like tons of dope hoodies and stuff. And one of the big ones, a lot of people that he did in the past year, or whatever, he did some Pochita Chainsaw Man house shoes. A lot of people have been rocking everywhere and stuff. So the dude does like very awesome work. And so as soon as those went up for sale, I bought them many months ago, like a few months back, whatever. And they shipped and got here a couple of weeks ago, just in time for Christmas. So she was very happy to get those. So yeah, so shout out to him for creating those. Um, and yeah, like I said, like things have been pretty good. Um, just kind of just taking it day by day as I continue to do, and just enjoying this kind of slow and quiet period, because I told my kids, especially my oldest three, I told them have fun and enjoy these Christmas breaks and stuff like this. I said, because next year when y'all hit ninth grade or whatever, and if any of y'all potentially play on varsity as a freshman or whatever, then these basically every year next year going forward, the holidays are gonna be, it might not be as quiet as they are this year. Just because I'm like, once you get to like starting to get to like close to high school and stuff, whatever, y'all play during Thanksgiving break and Christmas break and Christmas tournaments and different stuff like that or whatever. So I said, enjoy stuff, have fun, do your sleepovers, whatever the case may be or whatever. Just because the amount of downtime you have now might not be the same for the next few years. so so everybody just been chilling, hanging around the house. Um, they still been going to open gym, getting some basketball stuff in during this winter holiday and stuff. And yeah, so overall, like I said, can't complain too much. But all in all, we're here, we're alive, we're doing well, and that's all you can ask for. So, with that being said, like I said, I kind of just wanted to talk about this a little bit because it's been a kind of like a little bit of a topic been on my mind lately, especially with the holiday season and stuff and things of that nature, and doing holiday shopping as well as, like I said, like during um, holiday breaks and stuff, whatever. Sometimes we might maybe go catch up on some games we missed or some TV shows or movies, whatever the case may be or whatever. And so that was just something I just wanted to talk about. And so pretty much just kind of like the idea of, like I said, waiting to consume, and how sometimes you get a better deal literally and figuratively waiting before you jump into something. So on the case of video games, holiday season or whatever, and even if not just holiday season, but just sometimes waiting a year plus 6 months to a year, 2 years down the line or whatever, before circling back to a game. And so that's why, like, in recent years, especially having a family, kids and stuff, whatever, I don't buy as much stuff day one, just because, for one, I don't have the time that I used to dive into games and stuff. But also, I remember there were so many times to where I would buy something day one, even though I kind of knew I probably wouldn't have the time at the moment to get into it. But I was like, but I really want to play that game or whatever, or that DLC or expansion or whatever, and I buy it, and then either never really play it or don't really get to it until many months later and stuff. And so I kind of have tried to do better about that and stuff. And so one of the prime examples I wanted to use was there's a game called Cult of the Lamb that I picked up I think maybe a little over a month ago now. I think it was maybe like end of October, early November. I finally picked it up, I think for like $15, 12, $15, it was something like that or whatever. Because I think the game is normally like close to like $30 or something like that. And so not only did I get to get the game, but I also got to get the game plus some of its DLCs with it too, whatever, for a cheaper price than what the base game was when it originally came out earlier last year, whatever. And it was a game that, like, I heard a lot of good things about and stuff, and I was like, I don't know. And so I kept looking at it on sales, and like it would go on sale for maybe like $5 to $7 off from time to time. But I would still be kind of like, I don't know. But finally, like I said, when it hit like $12, and it was like a higher tier that had some of the DLC with it too, I was like, okay, now's the time. And it was also kind of like the perfect timing for me to play that style of game. So I guess just for a little bit of context for what I'm talking about. So Cult of the Lamb think of it kind of like a mix between Animal Crossing and kind of like a dungeon crawler type of game, to where you play as kind of like this kind of like, for like a better term, kind of this like a demonic sheep or whatever, and you're basically trying to recruit followers to your group or literally your cult or whatever. Um, and so you're building them shelters and stuff, and farming, planting crops, mining wood and ore and different stuff like that. And then you're also doing runs through these dungeons because you're trying to defeat these four like demon monster things or whatever, to unleash this one that you're serving and stuff, whatever. So it's kind of like I said, kind of like a twisted Animal Crossing, but it's been like super fun and stuff to play. But yeah, like I said, like playing that. There was another one I had got on sale too around the same time. Uh, Hyper Light Drifter, I think is what it was called, and that one is also kind of like that one's kind of like a action adventure, kind of like puzzle type of game, to where you have this kind of like open world that you're exploring, and you're getting different powers and abilities and stuff to unlock new areas and things like that. Pretty much a Robert type of game that I've heard about for years and years and years. Like this game came out like probably like 6+ years ago, and so once again, finally saw it on sale for a good price, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna finally give it a shot and try it out. Now, kind of going on the same lines of that with, well, I guess also sticking with games, I guess right now. Also, another benefit of waiting, aside from getting a good deal, is a lot of times you get like a better version of the game, because we all know a lot of times nowadays, so many games are constantly getting patches and updates and new features and new content and things like that or whatever added to it, that sometimes it's in your best benefit to wait a bit or whatever, because like I'm trying to think, Cyberpunk 2077 came out 3 years ago, December 2020, and you know, some people had problems and stuff with it or whatever, but they've steadily worked on it and stuff over the last 3 years and stuff. And along with a new expansion, they released a big update to the game that completely overhauled how the gameplay and stuff works, and added new features and classes and different things like that or whatever, to almost making it like a whole new gaming experience. And so I know some people, played it at launch 3 years ago, and then, played it again. And then there are those people that just now got into it recently. And so stuff like that is kind of like another reason of why, like I said, it's kind of sometimes good with game stuff to kind of like pick and choose those couple of things. Like, okay, you know what? This is the game I'll go ahead and buy day one. But this other one I'm not 100% sure about or whatever. I'll put it on my little wish list, and I'll just kind of keep an eye on it for updates and future sales and stuff. Like I said, especially um with how much stuff comes out. Like there's so many games and movies and anime and manga and so on and so forth coming out all the freaking time. And while it is cool sometimes to be part of the zeitgeist and the conversations and stuff while stuff is going on, sometimes it's also cool to, you know what, hey, I'm not gonna get to that right now. I'll wait on it. Like I said, for it to be a better price, or like I said, just for it to be a better time. Because also sometimes we just might not be in the right headspace, or in the right mood for whatever that show or game or book is and stuff. Because there's been plenty of all of it, games and anime and movies and stuff, whatever, where I've tried it or whatever, and either just straight up didn't like it or just wasn't feeling it. And then sometimes it could be a few days later, sometimes it could be months or years later, you circle back to it and be like, yo, this is super dope. I'm glad I came back to it, or man, I'm glad I waited to try it out. And kind of speaking of which, touching on anime, because of course with it being this time of year, um, a lot of like right now the end of the fall anime season is kind of wrapping up, so a lot of shows are ending right now, and kind of like a benefit too with anime sometimes, depending on what your preferences and stuff is that sometimes waiting, not only do you of course just get to binge and watch all the episodes together, but depending on what your language preference is, whether it's English dub or maybe another language like Spanish or German or whatever, a lot of times these different languages will come out way later or whatever, and so sometimes you kind of get that. Shout out to the homie Rob J, as he says, dubbed and done. There are some anime that I've definitely kind of gotten in that mindset for, to where it's like, man, this looks kind of interesting, but I'm gonna wait on this till later and circle back. And sometimes, even if it's something I might still watch in sub, but sometimes especially like isekais and stuff like that, or whatever. For some reason, I also love binge watching those after they're done, dubbed as well, just because I don't want to use too much brain power sometimes. Like I've had a long day at work or just with family stuff, whatever, and I just want something just simple and chill to just watch and unwind with. Sometimes with my glasses off. So I just wanted to be like laid back and just watch it without having to like super focus on reading subtitles and stuff. And so sometimes that's kind of like another little benefit of it, to where, hey, I'll come back to this later, because once again, like I said with the game stuff, whatever, there's so many shows coming out all the time that it is nearly impossible to keep up with everything and stuff. So, and a lot of times with like TV shows, for example, sometimes waiting either until it's all the way over or until you know it's the last season is a great benefit, because I never forget a couple shows that I did this with way back in the day. Three shows in particular that come to mind: Breaking Bad, Mad Men, and Sons of Anarchy. Now, each of those I started around the time that they announced that the final season was going to be airing. And the crazy thing was like for example, like Breaking Bad, that had been going on for so long. I was like, yo, this started when I was in high school, and now I'm like, you know, um, early to mid 20s or whatever. When this is about to end, I'm glad I didn't have to wait all these years to experience it or whatever. And so I was there for, the final season and stuff, which was super dope. Like I said, same thing for Mad Men, and the same thing for Sons of Anarchy and stuff. Um, and I'm kind of recently I'm going through that right now with a Peaky Blinders on Netflix, because that is a show I have heard that name so many freaking times and come across it on recommended YouTube reactions and stuff, whatever. Peaky Blinders, Peaky Blinders, Peaky Blinders, and I kept being like, man, maybe someday I'll give it a shot. Maybe someday. And so recently I had watched a what is it? The Variety does a YouTube series called Actors on Actors, where different actors kind of like interview or have a conversation with each other. And I watched one where Margot Robbie talked with what's his name, Cillian. I can't think of his full name. Cillian something. Hold on. Peaky Blinders. Cillian Murphy, who, like I said, Margot Robbie. This summer she played Barbie in the Barbie movie, and Cillian Murphy played as Oppenheimer in Oppenheimer, and so that was like a big summer thing, and so those two conversating about those movies as well as like a lot of their previous works and stuff, and Margot asking Cillian a lot about Peaky Blinders and that experience and stuff, and so that was kind of like the final push of like, okay, I enjoyed his work in Oppenheimer, as well as I think he was also in Inception, yeah, Dark Knight. So lots of stuff whatever that I've enjoyed. But yeah, I finally gave it a shot, and once again, Peaky Blinders started 10 years ago in 2013, and it just ended last year, 2022. So I was like, hey, perfect, and it has been such an awesome show to watch, such an awesome roller coaster. Oh, let me see, somebody knocking on my door. But yeah, so like I was saying, yeah, Peaky Blinders has been super dope to watch, super stressful, and I just finished season 3 of 6. So I'm like, man, I'm like, there's 3 more seasons of this insanity to come, which is exciting. But like I said, it just kind of just reminds me of like Breaking Bad with the steady escalation of things getting crazier and crazier and crazier and stuff over the course of that show. But yeah, so Peaky Blinders has been super dope. But yeah, it's a lot of shows and stuff, and especially because nowadays shows and stuff be getting canceled so early too, to where it's like, hey, after 1 season, Netflix canceled this show, or Hulu or Max or whoever, hey, after 2 seasons, it's done. And it's like, man, and like stuff is left unresolved or whatever. So sometimes, it pays to wait, so to speak, whatever. And also like something that I do kind of miss, that sometimes you don't get to experience too much, whatever, because like I said, like sometimes you do kind of want to be in the zeitgeist and part of the conversations and everything with the latest and greatest of stuff, whatever. But sometimes that can also kind of like mess with your own personal perception of this, where it's like, man, am I enjoying this because I'm enjoying it, or am I enjoying it because of all the memes coming out after the episode, or along with the game, or whatever the case may be, or whatever. And so sometimes there is something nice about that purity of getting to experience a show, a game, a movie, whatever, in a vacuum unto itself. Because that's why sometimes, like with certain movies, even if I might not personally trying to go out of my way to engage in certain conversations about it, some stuff I try to go see as soon as possible when it's in theaters or whatever, just so that I have my own kind of untainted, so to speak, experience with the thing. And that's why sometimes as well, when possible, of course I don't get to do it too much or whatever, but I also sometimes like getting to experience something, coming and talk about it on the podcast, and then seeing what the internet has to say about it, because there's also that sense of other people's thoughts messing up your thoughts on something or whatever, where sometimes you just want to give a genuine thoughts or idea or review on a show that you saw. And so, yeah. But yeah, I don't like to, I just kind of just wanted to share my thoughts on it, because like I said, it is the season for finding stuff on sale or catching up on stuff while you're out on break for the holiday or whatever the case may be or whatever. So yeah, so like I said, so don't be afraid to check out something later, and to circle back to stuff, because at the end of the day, you have to enjoy stuff for yourself and on your own time. Don't go broke or try to go out of your way to keep up with the conversations and stuff. I know sometimes we do want to be part of the fun and excitement or whatever, but we can't be there for every single thing. And even myself, sometimes I'm kind of stretched thin between keeping up with certain mangas, or keeping up with live action TV shows, keeping up with anime, keeping up with movies, keeping up with video games and stuff. And it's just like, it's just a lot. And that's why sometimes it's like, sometimes I'll like browse back through my YouTube videos and stuff at like old comments and stuff, and somebody be like, "Hey, I love this review of this, first volume or whatever it might have been or whatever. Um, I look forward to hearing your thoughts on the next one or whatever." And it's like, man, that was already 2 years ago when that person commented on this, and there's already been, 7 new volumes that have come out, or the series already ended, but I never did a full series review on it, 20th Century Boys, like I was planning to, or whatever. But like I said, it is just so much to try to keep up with, and so that's why sometimes it's just like, hey, go at your own pace and consume what you can, and how you want to. Um, and you'll be fine. Like I said, like, don't let nobody make you feel bad because you just now watched a show that might consider quote unquote old or whatever, or you just got around to a game that is several years old or whatever. That is fine, because that's why sometimes it's still cool to do a review on something regardless of how old it is, because there's always potential of either helping that thing finding a new audience, or also people who enjoy that thing back in the day kind of getting a chance to kind of like go down memory road and reminisce about it as well, or hear somebody all these years later their thoughts on this thing you experienced a long time ago. And that's kind of why, like, I have this idea, but I don't know when or how long it's going to be before I get to it. But there are certain shows or movies that I haven't seen in a very, very long time that I was like, man, it would be very dope to revisit some of this stuff, whatever. Especially because, like I said, like how I look at stuff and how I review and analyze stuff, whatever, is way different from how I might have looked at the thing 10, 15, 20 plus years ago or whatever. Because one of the main ones that keeps on coming to my mind is the Book of Eli. That movie is now for sure well over 10 years old. Matter of fact, let me see. Book of Eli 2010. So yeah, 13 years old. And so I haven't really seen that movie really since then or whatever. So 13 years later or whatever, what would be my modern thoughts on it or whatever? Same thing with I saw some clips of things like the 20th anniversary of like the what was it, the Prince of Egypt. Um, yeah, 1998. So I think it was like 25 years ago. So it's like I haven't seen that for sure in over 15 years. 'Cause I think I was still like a kid, at least maybe like an early teenager maybe. The last time I saw that movie, and so that'll be another one to be kind of interesting to kind of go back to all these years later. And so many things. There's just like a lot of stuff. Like I said, sometimes I'll see them like, man, I haven't seen that in a long time. It would be cool to revisit that. So, but anyway, kind of going off on a tangent. Um, but yeah, like I said, that's kind of it. What I wanted to kind of touch on with that subject. I don't know. Like I said, something weird. My mind just thinking of stuff, whatever, and I just wanted to share it. One thing I did get to do yesterday, where we kind of getting stuff in order, whatever, is those of y'all seeing the video version of this. I finally get my freaking manga shelf cleaned up and organized. Um, as y'all can see, I still got my 20th Century Boys and Vinland Saga next to each other on the top, but y'all see, I moved Magus of the Library up to the top row and stuff, so I kind of shuffle some things around on my shelf. Making do with the space I have for now, because I know eventually someday I'm gonna get, bigger space, more shelves and stuff, whatever. But I'm making do with the stuff I have. And speaking of the stuff I have, so I found out. So I had posted a video on social media yesterday of my shelf after I had redid it or whatever. And lots of people were hitting me up about. So up here on the top of my shelf, I have this GameStop exclusive hollow Ichigo pop figure. I've had it for many, many years now, whatever, and don't really think about it. I got it because it looked cool or whatever. And when I put this shelf together a couple years ago, whatever, I put it up there and it's just been there. Somebody hit me up, and there's a site that I guess that you can kind of like see what the kind of like going rate for certain collectibles and stuff are. And this freaking hollow Ichigo pop figure is going for over $400. And I bought the thing for sure under 20, like $15 or something like that or whatever, whenever it came out originally. But yeah, the fact that that thing is freaking worth over $400, and then I have a glow in the dark, the giant Kurama pop figure too, whatever. And I think that's going for like a couple hundred as well. I'm like, man, but I'm gonna continue to sit on those for maybe someday in the future they'll be worth even more, and maybe I might depart with them, or hey, maybe I'll just hang on to them until the end of time. But yeah, I just thought that that was just kind of funny that is a thing. So, but yeah, but I don't know. So as I'm kind of looking here, and you know the the year is kind of starting to wind down and stuff, whatever. I've been kind of debating on how I wanted to do kind of like some type of end of year favorites thing or whatever. Of course, I'm sad I can't do what I did last year where I had different guests for the different subjects. Like, hey, what's your favorite games, different movies, different shows, different anime, whatever. But it is what it is. I don't even know if I'll even get to do it this year, whatever. Or maybe I might just do like one super mega ultra long episode with just timestamps for each subject. I don't know. We'll see. But I do know for sure, like I've been doing on Christmas Eve, on New Year's Eve, I'll do kind of like my reflection, kind of like look back at the year episode where I look back at everything from the podcast stuff to stuff that happened in my life or whatever, and just kind of reflect on the positives and the negatives, and then see where I might want to try to go from there going forward and stuff. So going into the next year and stuff. So, but but yeah, other than that, I don't think I have too much more I wanted to touch on. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think I might go maybe play some games and stuff. Enjoy this last little bit of quiet time. While my family's gone for the night. Because unlike them, I do still have to get up in the morning and go to work and stuff while they're out of school. My wife is off of work for the most part because she, works at the school and stuff. So, but father, dad, daddy, whatever you want to call me, still got to get up and make some business moves and stuff happen in the morning. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, and also my birthday's coming up in 2 weeks, January 6th. So very excited for that, man. Gonna be freaking 34. So wild to think about the passage of time on that, man. But yeah, other than that, like I said, I'm just kind of probably just gonna continue going through and catching up on uh these anime that have finished up and stuff. So I'm trying to think today. I watched the last 3 episodes of a Returner's Magic. What is it called? A Returner's Magic should be something. A Returner's Magic should be special. Yeah, so I finished watching that anime. That is an anime based off of a webtoon and stuff. So, and I liked it. Wasn't the best of the best, but it was like a nice kind of like a comfort watch for me. For a while, week to week, but I kind of fell off. Life got busy over the last few weeks, and I kind of fell off on a lot of shows. But I circled back and watched those last 3 episodes this morning or whatever. Good stuff, and they already announced the season 2 is coming, so I'm looking forward to checking out that. Um, I also just finished watching the last few episodes of Miggy and Dolly. Yo, that show, That show was very interesting from beginning to the very freaking end. But I'm very glad that I gave it a shot. It is definitely something very. It is definitely a show that is very different, but at the core, it follows these two twin boys, identical twin boys, basically trying to track down and solve the mystery of their mother's murder that happened. The show kind of like has like a nice threading of the needle of cracking some jokes while also having some kind of like twisted undertones. While, like I said, also dealing with this drama of the family and the murder stuff, whatever. So, but yeah, so that was pretty interesting and stuff. Rest in peace to the author. She passed away right before the anime started airing and stuff. So, which was extra sad to hear. But yeah. So shout out to Miggy and Dolly. Um, I plan on going back. Let me pull up Crunchyroll. I'm trying to see. Um, Free Run has still been so freaking good. Free Run, Beyond Journey's End, and Apothecary Diaries. Both of those shows continue to be fantastic. We're gonna have a 1 week break without them end of this week, but then they start back next week for my birthday weekend and stuff. So because both of those shows are gonna be 24 episodes, so I'm looking forward to several more months with both of those shows. What else? I'm gonna go back and finish up Ron Kamonahashi's Forbidden Deductions. I got a few episodes left on that, and they already confirmed a season 2 of that. Same thing with Shy. I got a handful left. I think I watched 6 episodes. I got like 6 left of that. I need to go back and finish watching the rest of Shy. That also has been confirmed for a season 2. Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead. The last 3 episodes of season 1 finally came out today on Christmas Day. So I look forward to going back to that because that one, because of how erratic the freaking release schedule and stuff was because of production issues and stuff, I only watched, I think, maybe 6 episodes of it, which is pretty much is like right where I stopped reading in the manga and stuff. So I want to go back and finish watching that. So that's coming. I'm trying to think what other stuff is on here. I want to try out that 100 Girlfriends show. I heard that one's really fun, and also got confirmed for more episodes or kind of that. Um, those are kind of the main ones that I wanted to make sure I circle back to. Sorry, let me see. Oh, did this movie drop? Okay, so I gotta go watch this at some point. So there was no advertising to my knowledge. So there was an anime I talked about like earlier in the year called Kaina of the Great Snow Sea, and the season kind of ended off on like a little bit of a cliffhanger, but we knew that there was going to be a movie coming to I think finish it up or whatever. Well, apparently the movie dropped a few days ago or whatever. So and it's an hour 40. So I gotta check that out. So I definitely gotta make a note to circle back to that. And I'm trying to think. I think those are kind of it for like the fall stuff I want to finish. Because Kingdoms of Ruin, I have no desire to go back to that anytime soon, if ever. Um, yeah, there's other stuff from like early in the year. Oh, my daughter left the nest. The S rank daughter show. I need to go back and I really want to go back and finish that one. Um, those are kind of it. That are like and the a playthrough of a certain dude's VR MMO life. That's another one as well. So there's a few shows I kind of want to finish up. So I'll probably do that over the course of this week while I'm taking a little bit of a break from the insanity of Peaky Blinders and stuff. So, or who knows? Maybe I might jump back into that for more mental torture. But but yeah, those are kind of it for the shows I'm keeping. I want to circle back to. Um, hmm. there are some manga that are kind of on my radar. I kind of want to take some time soon to kind of circle back and catch up on. Trying to think, because Sakamoto Days, read the new chapter of that. What can you say? One Piece freaking giving us Oda giving us another heartbreaker for this freaking Kuma flashback for as the Christmas gift to the community. Um, My Hero Academia. So I'm not talking specific spoilers, but after reading chapter 410, I think that My Hero Academia manga is gonna be wrapped up no later than May. It's gonna be wrapped up by the end of May. I'm saying right now with what happened in 410. I think we're gonna be done in a handful of months. Um, I need to go back and read these new chapters of Doctor Stone. I think I'm a couple chapters behind on that new Green Greens. I gotta make some time in Cat. I'm like 50 chapters behind on Kane Banashi, and those are kind of like the main ones that I really want to catch up on. There's some new manga that are coming up that are getting English physical releases in the coming months that I put in for some digital review copy access for. So hopefully in the next couple of days when people come back from holiday break and stuff, whatever, hopefully those get approved because I got some very interesting stuff that I want to check out and hopefully talk about because it was a couple of things that are like, yo, those sound very dope and right up my radar. So this might be something that Rob need to talk about on the show. So um and I got a couple more. I want to read volume 1 of The Witch and the Beast before the anime starts airing on January 11th, I think. I also want to dive into Innocent at some point in the coming month. Maybe I might save this for like early next year. I don't know. Um, Man, the art in this is so freaking good. Man, this thing looks so freaking beautiful. But but yeah. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm also trying to be careful to not overly commit myself to too much stuff and just like fry my brain from like too many choices and options and stuff. So which like I said, I still don't know how I'm gonna do, if anything at all, for like a year uh wrap up episodes for my favorite stuff of the year. But who knows? Maybe I'll do something, or maybe I might just let it go this year. Who knows? Um, yeah, I'm trying to think. Planning on maybe trying to go and see some more movies this week. I think I want to try looking at that Poor Things movie. That seemed interesting. Uh, I saw the Iron Claw the other day, and I'm debating maybe doing like a separate review for that because I have some thoughts I want to share on that specifically. But man, that was such a gripping movie. Like I knew that there was a lot of tragedy surrounding the story of the Von Erich wrestling family and stuff, whatever. But to actually see it play out in a movie and stuff, like boom, 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 tragedy, 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 tragedy. It was like, dear Lord, man. So yeah, that movie was really good and stuff. So, but like I said, I might talk about that in something separate in the future. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this episode. Like I said, I don't want to just continue dragging this out or whatever. So, but like I said, I hope everybody out there is having a great holiday and stuff, enjoying time, whether it be just to yourself or whether it be with family or friends. I hope you're out there taking care and yeah, enjoying your time. But yeah, I think with that, that's gonna do it. As always, you can find me everywhere at Daddy's a Talk. Let me know how your end of year is going and things that that you're reflecting on or things that you're looking forward to. And yeah, reach out, talk to me. And so, with that being said, as I always try to say, treat yourself to something nice, read some manga, watch some anime and TV, play some video games, and live your best life. And with that, your boy is out. Y'all take care. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all be easy. Peace.